How's it going, everybody? I'm back in Fallout 4, and this time I'm going to be building a Mirelurk trap. It's like a cage, essentially. Uh, not not the one that's like the Wasteland Workshop arena cages or whatever. Like I'd build my own thing out of like the cages that would be in uh, Nuke World, I guess. So I just kind of trap up like one area of this build, this right half. I move these closer to this tree before eventually I just actually move them up over the top of it. And so I was just kind of trying to get it to where this right side was above the tree and not clipping into it. And that's all that I based this off of. So, and then for the other barricade, you can see it fits right over the top and you can't see like where the bottom is. So, yeah, freaking with this place anywhere, you have to move it. Eventually, it'll let you start using place anywhere. I think I end up leaving it, but then for the same thing, I for this one though, I actually tried to get the beams across the middle with like the spikes on the both sides, the right and left side. Uh, I tried to make it look like it was just one wooden beam all the way across both of them, like it's just one spike trap. And then I kind of just block it off on this side with sandbags. And it looks pretty decent, actually. I think that this is kind of a cool looking trap for. I mean, like, you could use this on any settlement, honestly. Just use these spikes and then sandbags across the front or the back, whatever. And yeah, I think that it doesn't look too bad. And with the sandbags, you can kind of see that there's kind of some gaps in the sandbags. I always try to line those up. That way they kind of look like they are actually laying on the top of each other. And also it kind of makes it look less like repeating textures. So that kind of helps. And then how I have it at different heights and stuff on the left side and the right side. And then the cage is actually under themes and jail, so that's where I got the cage at. This is in unlock settlement objects. So I was looking at these cages at first, but they're huge, so I ended up getting one of these longer cages, and I was like, I need a way for us to open it from the inside of the settlement as well. So what ends up happening is I use one of those longer cages because I noticed that there's a hole on the side right there, so that's pretty useful. So just use in place anywhere. You can see that half of this cage is on the outside of the settlement, which ends up working out. Of course, I can't put a door on that side, but I think I'm less worried about having a door on that side than I am just getting them into this cage. Because that way, if they get in the cage, I think that, like in my mind, the settlers are gonna kill them then and there. That's kind of just so that they can't get all the way in the settlement. And then, of course, since there's a huge hole on this side, I just use the junk fence doorway, the one with the barbed wire across the top. And at first, I was gonna line it up with the actual hole in the fence, but eventually I decided that I would just make it as tall as it goes up. So that way the door's not glitching into the floor or anything like that. And some of the stuff that I do in this video is kind of like decoration stuff as well, so not all of it is necessarily building, because for the most part, like, this build is, I mean, essentially done besides a couple details. Uh, I add a couple things uh, that are kind of structural after, during the. I think that I actually did it in the video. just thinking about it. But it cuts off before I finish because I had to go level up to unlock certain things. Because I was gonna get the thing that lets animals be tamed in your settlement with the arena and stuff. I didn't have Wasteland Whisperer and Animal Friend unlocked yet, so I went and leveled up and unlocked both of those. So, but from here it's pretty much just junk, throwing junk down and trying to get things looking cool. I deleted uh, that stump so that it wasn't in the way of the doorway. And then I'm pretty pleased with how I start this fence, so I think that I'll continue off of this at some point for the rest of the settlement and just close off the settlement on this backside. I may leave it open on the front, but this backside I'm going to close off, I think. But yeah, I was going to put this junk wall down and on this side, and I do at first. Just messing around with it, I'm trying to get it to be lined up and not outside the settlement and be not clipping too far in the ground. And then I grabbed this junk wall and I decided that I would try to make the tires go around the tree, which, yeah, how did they do that? Who knows? But whatever. They also have tree houses, so question that first, I guess. But it actually fits like perfectly, and you can't see the tree anywhere on the tires. There's a little spot that you can kind of see the tree clipping through, but you can kind of see between the tires at that spot anyway. And then for this spot, I was trying to find a door that opens from the inside so that it'll not clip through the cage at all. So I look where the hinges are. But yeah, now it's just a matter of, a few minor details and stuff like that. I try to put down some more tires, I think. Yeah, I just grab this and I end up like halfway clipping it through the rest of these tires because I didn't want it to be too far out into the water area. So I move it a little bit farther to the left. That way it's not clipping through those sandbags. And then I move these, the original tire stack that I had out a little bit to the left as well. I'm trying to make sure that they don't look like they're clipping too much. Again, I add a bunch of foliage afterwards, before the tour, kind of hanging off the edge of the cage and stuff like that. I thought about adding some spikes on this side too, but I just didn't do that. I wanted to have something on top, so that's what I was looking at right there, just to see. And so I decided that I would grab one of these catwalks. The reason I wanted to build something on top is because I was trying to build the animal tamer thing, like the beta wave emitter, I think it's called. And so I needed some place to build that, so I just grabbed a catwalk. This is in the scaffolding and ball track section under USO. You can get catwalks and stuff like that. And so then what I usually use with these catwalks is the barn or the warehouse stairs. They have essentially the same texture. It looks really good together, and I think that it's probably the best fitting stairs for that platform. But now it's just a matter of getting it lined up the way that I want it to. So what I try to do is I try to watch at the top of the stairs, there's the flat parts on the right and left side at the bottom of the rails. I try to get those lined up with between the two squares on the left and right side of the catwalk. And then when I walk down, I noticed that it's kind of clipping through the tree a little bit. So I just reattach it, and I end up moving it to the left until it's right on the edge. And when I walk down the stairs, you can see that it's not clipping through the tree at all or anything like that. And to have some place for the beta wave emitter, I was just going to place down a pallet at first, and what I end up doing instead is I place that down, and then I grab a couple pieces of plywood. I move that out of the way first because I knew I wanted to build under it. So then I place one plywood on top of the other. I'm sitting here doing that, not thinking about the fact that it's hanging off the left side. Eventually I grab the place anywhere tool and I move this slightly down underneath the catwalk, but no clipping through the cage or anything like that. I just try to get it lined up. And then I grab the pallet, move the pallet over there. Didn't have to use place anywhere, but I did anyway. And then, like I said, there'll be a cut here in a second. I go to find the beta wave emitter. I knew it was in the cages section before. I went to go check, or I grab a generator, and then I go to miscellaneous. It's not in there, and I realize that it's going to be under the cages tab, and I don't have it unlocked, so I went and unlocked it. But here's the finished tour, and I think that this looks really cool. I'm really glad that I got this suggestion. Dog Breath suggested it a long time ago, whenever I first started here, I think it was, but it's really fitting. I think that he had mentioned using like some of the small raider cages and stuff. Probably could have done that on the inside. I may add that later just so that kind of looks like there's something trying to catch the hatchlings or whatever. But yeah, small little build. Definitely adds a little bit of character to the settlement in total. And a little start to the perimeter, I guess. So I really think that the foliage adds a lot to this build, kind of hanging off the cage and stuff. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. And yeah, thank you for the suggestion, Dog Breath. He's suggested a bunch of stuff in the past that I've used too. So always nice to get suggestions from you guys. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this build. Let me know if there's anything else you guys would like to see me build here. Any structures or anything that you guys, maybe even just like decorations that you guys think need added someplace, so I can do that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know if there's anything you guys want to see me build, anything you want me to add. You guys can check out some of my other videos while you're here. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.